I just want to make a quick video today on a 1999 Subaru Legacy Outback. It's a 4-cylinder, 2.5 fuel injection, and what we're trying to do here is line up the timing belt. And I want to make a video because in the Haynes manual there's a little confusion, it seems, where it tells me the location of the timing marks on the crankshaft. It describes arrows. It may be confusing to some people because when I look on the crankshaft pulley, or the sprocket, if you will, in the center of the engine here, there is a circle. So that may be confusing to some people. There is an arrow on the crankshaft pulley itself on the right, if you can see it. And then there's the circle. You need the circle. And I've seen other videos that touch on it, but it's actually very important. But here you have to do camshaft pulleys. And these are where they need to be aligned up. There's a single mark on the top, and there's two double marks that need to line up on both pulleys, here and here. Those have to line up. And then you go over here to the crankshaft, that has to line up. There's a mark on the engine. So those three have to line up. Go over here, same thing on the right. As you're looking at the engine in the front, there's a single line here that also lines up with this cap here. Small line here on the cover, the single line, and then you got two double lines on the bottom that have to line up. And that's how it's got to be that way, or else you're going to destroy your engine. I've done it the other way. I've put the arrow up when I've bent quite a few valves doing it that way. So don't do it that way, because then you have to essentially remove the heads and redo the valves, and it's a big mess, and it's going to cost you a few $100s. So that's how it's lined up. Get a good. And that's after I have the belt on for where I want it. I have all the marks lined up. The last thing I do is at the bottom here, this pulley right here, I pull this belt up and over to this pulley. That's relatively easy. That's the easiest way I found to do it. And after you're done, you like where it's at, your tensioner should have a pin in it, or a makeshift pin, like I just put a Allen, and then you pull it like a grenade. And then that's, and once you turn it over a couple times, just crank it over by hand to make sure nothing breaks. An interference motor and the valves will damage if they come in contact with the cylinder heads. So at this location right here, just to explain a little bit further, when it's at this position, your cylinder heads are at top dead center. That means they're as close as they're going to be to where the valves start to push in. You can't damage your valves at this point. But any other position, you have a good chance of damaging your valves and doing a lot of work to your engine. But hopefully this will allow you to avoid that situation, because that is something you do not want to do. All right, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, thank you, TC, for that trip down nostalgia lane. That was one of my first videos that I ever made, and I think I was gonna start posting to YouTube, but I never did. I never had the equipment at the time. But now that I do, I wanted to address a couple of discrepancies in that video that I made. And I also want to answer a few questions that I got on the video on how I was able to keep the pulleys in place while I put the belt on. And all I did really was use my clamp here with the belt on the pulleys, and I clamped it on there, and it seemed to help out pretty well. I'm sure you've come up with clever ways to do, the same type of things on the cars you work on. And that's how I did it. Other than that, I really appreciate you watching this video. I'm glad it's helping out. It must be helping somebody, because like to date, that is one of my most viewed and liked videos to date. So I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate you watching my videos. And I just wanted to say thank you for all your support. So thank you very much. All right, peace out. This is DC.